Okay, welcome everybody to what is a very new thing for GenHope and the Gen Power series. We're now launching into podcast world, man. I don't think the world's ready for us.
I'm sure they're not.
I'm sure they're not. Now, this is the section where we bring you motivational, empowering, inspiring content to make your life go from here to here. And I am super excited that our very first guest, the person that we're bringing on for the very first time, okay, is Miss Dewbien, a good friend of mine. So welcome, thanks for coming all the way down from the big city, London.
Thank you.
Down to Birmingham. Now, this lady, let me give you a full introduction, not just a name. This lady is an entrepreneur. This lady is an author. Okay, yes, that's why I said an author. She is a business change consultant. That's right. She makes the big changes in organizations. All right. Super educated, super beautiful. That's right. She's a mother of two and embarking on a whole new venture. All right. As a qualified yoga instructor. Is there nothing that you can't do?
There are many things I can't do.
All right.
There are many things.
We can talk about
that. There's so many things that I can't do, but I like doing what I want to do and pushing it to as far as I can go. So.
Awesome. You're definitely a woman of purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Woman of purpose. Now, why this came about? 2 weeks ago, you messed me up. Let's just be real. You messed me up 2 weeks ago. I called to say hi. You know, how you doing? An hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes, actually I'm going to be precise, an hour and 20 minutes, you had me locked down teaching me about meditation and the power of meditation. I was like, I'm meant to be training sis, but you got me locked in. You got me locked in right here. And I was like, we've got to share this with the world. We've got to share this with the world and teach the world the power of meditation. So, tell me, before we go into the meditation, let's know a little bit more about yourself. So before you became this yoga instructor and you're embarking on this new path, tell us a little bit more about the things that you were doing and probably what led you to wanting to be a yoga teacher and someone who's now embarking on meditation and things like that. I know it's all combined as one.
Yeah, definitely. So I am someone who always likes to do the most.
Yeah.
I like to keep busy. I like for my mind to be active. I wasn't a particularly good sleeper.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be sort of the night owl, but also working in the day.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned my book earlier. So in conjunction with my career, which working as a project management and then a change consultant, I did the baking on the side, and I'd have customers. I was blogging, I was doing photography, I was just doing the most basically.
Wow.
And I just couldn't sleep, and there was a lot of things going on in my personal life as well, and I think that sometimes we can busy ourselves to avoid dealing with the emotions and the way that we feel, and I definitely fell into that trap. So it came to a point where I wasn't sleeping, and I thought, what can I do? And I was just looking on the internet trying to find different solutions to help with insomnia that didn't involve drugs, really.
What is, like, if we hear the word insomnia, what's the full definition of what insomnia is?
I don't know.
Someone who just doesn't sleep, or?
Well, I mean, I don't actually know the kind of medical definition for insomnia, but what I know is what my experience was, and was that I wasn't sleeping.
Right. Okay.
And so I'd go for extended periods of time, getting 2-3 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, on a good day. Yeah. I would work really long days and then come home and bake all night and then get up and work another long day. And at some point you realise that this can't be right, this can't be healthy. It's not sustainable. Yeah. It isn't sustainable. And I'd have these cycles of massive activity and then burnout.
Yeah.
So it's either one extreme or the other, and I'd literally not be able to move, and it would take me maybe a couple of weeks to kind of gather myself, sometimes longer. Yeah. And I just thought, do I want to keep doing this? I can't keep going. Well, not I can't. I don't want to keep doing this cycle. Surely there's a better way.
Yeah.
So I kind of got introduced to meditation on YouTube. They had like the guided, they have like guided meditations on YouTube for sleep. So I'd listen to those and try and help me fall asleep. And in conjunction with that, I was also doing yoga. Not really, really seriously, but I loved it. Yeah. And part of the yoga practice is learning how to breathe. So then I would combine the breathing exercises, the basic breathing exercises, listen to the guided meditation, and that helped settle me down. I think.
Yeah, so I was supposed to say, so like, are they like in conjunction? Meditation and yoga is like hand in hand then, maybe?
Yeah, so the original purpose of yoga is basically trying to reach a feeling of enlightenment, a being enlightened. And what that means is that you're no longer worried with the thoughts and things that go on in your mind and things that are going on around you. So the whole purpose of yoga is leading you towards stillness and being able to meet yourself.
I like the sound of that, to meet yourself. That sounds quite profound. No, we can go deep. We're about to go deep, aren't we? You're about to go deep. I hear this.
To get deep out here in these streets, right? Yeah. So that's the real purpose of yoga. And the initially, when it started out, the postures were mainly sitting down, because there was this sitting down and kind of going into yourself, and you work towards that. So you work towards that first of all through clean living, and there's they have sort of like, you know, how you treat yourself, how you treat others. Then you move into postures and the physical activity, because that's also helps you to meet yourself. Right. Okay. Getting to know understand your body. Then I'm kind of shortening, you know, for the purpose of this. But then you move into the meditation, and that's the ultimate goal, is that concentration, meditation, and then that sense of, you know, meeting yourself. Man. So yes, is a short answer to that question. Yoga really is about working is about meditation fundamentally. But you don't just jump into it. You kind of work your way. They call it from the gross to the subtle. So like from the
gross to the subtle.
Gross.
Oh, gross. Oh, okay.
Gross to the subtle. So it's like from the tangible to the intangible.
Oh, I see.
And that's kind of the journey. Yeah. So you start externally, and then you kind of slowly work your way. I'm
getting there. I'm sure. Hopefully, you can on this podcast, you can take us on that journey. The gross. I feel gross. I don't know. There's times I feel like I don't sleep. I know for me. Yeah. There's times I'm probably not as relaxed as I need to be. I'm in that place, so I know that I need to probably relax a little bit more, and so I know this is real powerful for me. And I think a lot of people that I know as well also struggle with sleep and struggle with relaxation. Why do you think that we struggle so much with that now? Do you mean, like, is that society, the way that we're living, you know, the pressures that we're under, or the pressures that we put ourselves under? What do you think that is?
You know what? I think that this is my own personal opinion about this now. I think that what we lack is knowledge about our bodies and who we are and our biology, basically. So we're then subject to whatever fad is happening out in our culture. Right. So when we were in the industrial, when we're in the agricultural revolution, everyone was working and moving their bodies and had a slower pace of life. Now we're in this information age. So we're just constantly being stimulated at all times. Now, that's not to say that our brains and our bodies aren't capable of coping. It's just that we haven't developed, or we don't understand how to cope for this increased level of stimulation. So it's not a doom and gloom, you know, the world's gone worse. It's just like we need new tools to deal with the new situation.
And this is one, because I know, you know, listening to a lot of books, like I was listening to a guy called Ray Dalio, he's like one of the wealthiest guys in the world, a big hedge fund investor, and he was like, I meditate for like half an hour a day, and he was challenging people, if you're not meditating, you're doing something wrong. And I was like, yo, this is a super successful guy. You know, so many people doing it now, and it's almost like, do you think it's like a craze? Is this like the new fad? Do you know what I mean? Like, I meditate.
I love that you asked that question. So yes and no. Yes, because more people are talking about it, so it's coming more into people's consciousness. And actually, the people who are talking about it are those in the success, self-development area of life. So everyone's not talking about meditation. It's that when you're involved in personal fitness or personal development, those are the people that are talking.
Right, I got it.
So there's more talk about it in our communities, but there's nothing new about meditation. It's been there for thousands and thousands of years. I think what it is now is, and what's really unlocked meditation for me, is understanding in current language why it's beneficial. So I think, and so what I mean by that is meditation is associated with yoga, for example, and you may look at yoga and think, oh, that's not for me because I'm not flexible, or that's not for me because I'm too busy to meditate, and you kind of think
it feels very feminine as well, if you don't mind me saying.
No,
it feels very, like, you think yoga,
and it's so interesting.
That's a lady thing.
It's so interesting that you said that, because I was making some notes actually today, and I put down, it seems feminine. I thought, oh, is that presumptuous to say that? But it does. But interestingly, where yoga comes from in India, women don't do it.
Oh wow!
It's only
like a guy thing.
It's actually a guy thing.
We messed it up here, guys. We should all be out there
yogaing. No, and that's the truth.
You'll see me down the park later. Come join me, man.
Getting your downward dog on.
Yeah.
But I think that so it is a bit of a, it seems like a bit of a craze, but when you understand why people meditate, so people sometimes, like I got into it because I wanted to sleep better. Some people do it because that's what other successful people are doing, and they say, the 10 steps to, basically nowadays it's like, if you want to be successful you have to meditate.
And that's what you're hearing. That's
what you're hearing. So you can, so to do it because other people are doing it is one motivation. But if you understand why it's helpful and what benefits it gives, then it kind of unlocks a whole different level of enthusiasm. So what we were talking about the other day is one of the key benefits of meditation is how it helps increase your thinking capacity, your creativity, and your ability to perform your tasks better.
Yeah, that was the thing I was really intrigued about, because I'm always trying to grow.
And that's it.
I'm on that stage of life.
Right. So what you've got to think about is when you're trying to grow, thinking about what's the most efficient. That's my thing. I have a degree in chemistry. I'm a very scientific-minded person. So I'm like, what makes the most sense? So it's like having a skill that amplifies all the other skills. Right? Okay. That's what meditation provides.
Like a magnifying glass.
Right. So it's a magnifier. So it's a bit like if you're going to cut a tree, you can have a blunt saw and be chopping with all of your might, 18 hours a day doing the most.
Okay.
But if you sharpen the saw, then the whole process is a lot smoother.
Wow.
And that's what meditation is about. It's about sharpening the saw. So I'm going on.
Hey, listen, man. This is what it's made about. She doesn't need any direction. So you were leading on to obviously the benefits, and I think that's the key thing. So obviously, you said why you started, and I can understand now why a lot of people started. Whether that be a lack of sleep or trying to find more peace. But actually, even if you're not suffering with any of those things, if you want to magnify your skill set, this is a key benefit that you can use to get to the next level.
I would say everybody's suffering from the need to meditate, and it's not just about the magnifier for everything else is appealing and it's a good sell, but it's so fundamental, improving the quality of your thinking, improving the quality of your brain. Your brain controls everything that happens in your body, your emotions, your reactions to things, and your physical health and well-being, the way you perceive your relationships. It's such a crucial fundamental organ. And our thinking influences absolutely everything. That affects our world. So doing a practice that helps, and it takes not even take that long, doing a practice that helps you fine-tune and get in touch with such an important thing that governs your every single thing in your life is just really crucial.
I think you said something real powerful there, that we're not training our minds. Like I know loads of guys and we go to the gym. I love going to the gym and we set up GenFit. But actually the mindset and how do you train, and naturally we go, hey, read books. Mm-hmm. But actually there's another skill, and that's where meditation comes in. And actually we can train our minds to be sharper. We can train our minds to be more focused. Do you think that's, I was listening to something the other day that our children now and even adults now, we suffer with, I don't know what the order is, where we can't focus. We lack attention skills.
Oh, is it the ADHD?
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
So meditation can help with that, just being able to stay focused on something. Does it? I'm assuming. I'm acting like I'm a doctor now.
No. No, you're asking a question.
That's exactly what you need.
No. It's like, so just to kind of expand a bit on the meditation, which is really, really important. I think what we lack in our society is an understanding of who we are. We've had much more advances in science, and there's much more information about how our bodies work, what drives us, what controls our emotions, what controls our health and well-being. And at the moment we're very surface level with it. So we're like, exercise and this diet, that diet, or but there's deeper things. All of us, and meditation also affects your emotions and the way you process emotions. And when we talk about improvement and success and getting to certain levels, it's generally quite an outside thing. It's an attainment of outside stuff, but we could have lots of outside things, but if what's happening inside our bodies and our minds isn't good, then we can't appreciate and enjoy all the things that are around
true fulfillment. So what we're saying is that where we're lacking is true fulfillment. Like, we're having external success, but true fulfillment is when you have this peace inside.
That's right.
And meditation can help you.
Yes. The goal is to meet yourself.
That's it, man.
I remember my brother. One day we were just talking, and he was just talking about the kind of union between the body and the mind and the spirit, and he was saying that our bodies are like servants to our will.
Our bodies are like servants to our will.
I'm
going to start quoting all this stuff.
Quote me.
You'll start seeing
Mad
all these
wisdom.
quotes.
I got bars for days, yo. I got bars for days. Like Chip.
I'm feeling it.
Like Chip on a run out of bars. No, so our bodies are like a faithful servant to our will. For example, you can be really tired and be like, no, I've got to do that thing. So you push yourself, and even though your body is begging you for mercy, it will work with you.
Yeah.
And we push and we're like, right, I want to be buff, so therefore you're in the gym doing the most, or I want to look skinny, so you might be vomiting up the place, or I'm really, and we're completely disconnected from our body as part of us, if that makes sense. So we might be focused on what's happening on the outside and how I look and how people perceive me, but even like knowing parts of your body is quite an alien thing. You could be in the gym pumping iron, but do you know how your muscles feel? Like, have you ever taken real connection, right? And once you connect with yourself, then it's like you become fully alive, because you're inside a body that you don't know.
Yeah. Well, I tried like Headspace, like, which is like most people know about Headspace now. And one of the things he does, and one of the things I'm going to ask you to do later, is just go us through like a meditation exercise or some meditation things that we could do. But one of the things that he'll say to you too is like, feel your body. Sounds really crazy. I'm saying this now, but he'll
obviously
be like,
I like to me.
Yeah. For you, it's like cool. But you're listening to this, like my brother's out there, be like, what's this brother
feel
talking
my
about?
body.
Feel my body.
Yeah.
But he'll be like, yo, start from your head and know how you're feeling and what's. And I was like, I feel that in my bit of my back, and I've started self-diagnosing bits in my area. It was powerful. I was like, wow.
So powerful. For me, the day life changed is I was 2017. What year are we now? Last year, beginning of last year, I was like, right, I love yoga and I want to get serious, and I really wanted to kind of improve my flexibility. That was a big goal for me for years. So I started to focus on areas of my body that were tight, and I remember one night I was massaging my shoulder, and I just decided to I was massaging my shoulder, and I just decided to pay attention to how things felt. And it's like you can be massaging like your back, for example, and then you can feel it in your neck. And I realized, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was like
interconnection.
I didn't know.
Wow.
And it just amazed me, taking my time and being fully in that moment, not just kind of rubbing it while I'm, on my phone or watching a movie, but just the only thing I'm doing in this moment is concentrating on my shoulders, because I used to get a lot of tension in my shoulders. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know that part of myself. And
mind body, like we try to say at Gen Fit, like one of our strap lines is mind body connection. And there's a guy, if you check him out, called Kai Green. Like, he used to be like Mr. Universe and big bodybuilder, but he's always like, whenever you hear him train, it's like, yo, really feel it. Don't just push the weight, feel it. Feel the muscle working. And it sounds really weird. Like, you listen to me, like, dude, you're on it. Like, I know it's working because look at you.
Yeah.
But it's hard to grasp that. Actually, I can feel things that are going on in my body, not just like this pinch.
Well, this is the thing. So this is the beauty of a bit more, like, I've been doing a lot more reading into like anatomy and neuroscience and all these kind of long-standing words.
I was very impressed the way you formulated.
I just dropped them out. Yeah. But the thing is, when you understand what's happening, it doesn't sound weird anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because another thing about meditation is it sounds kind of spiritual. Yeah. And if it doesn't fit in with your particular spiritual understanding, it can be a barrier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it, like you said, when he said feel your muscles, it for you, and this is not like you personally, but it felt like
weird. I'll be honest with you.
Which when you think about it, that makes no sense, because why would you be mindlessly why wouldn't you think? Not.
I know. You do see me now.
You personally,
you come onto my show.
My G. Why are you not?
Okay,
no,
yeah, it's all good.
But when you think about it, when you look at your beliefs and the way that your paradigm, how you see things, it's like, well, why wouldn't I want to?
So true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
and
true.
even just little things like you have one side of your body that's stronger than the other or more flexible for me, and then you could be like, oh, this is my bad side and my good side. Do you know what I mean? And then when you understand that actually one side is tighter, because they're supporting something else on the other side, and it's actually there's a then it's no longer a good side or bad side. You're doing
so they're supporting one another.
This is that side.
Okay, I get you.
So the mindfulness is what meditation brings. It brings you into communion with yourself, and then when you're aware of like for example the pushing the weights and doing it mindfully, thinking about your push, what you're doing, feeling it, is that it stimulates connections in the brain. And so what that does is that helps you to learn those movements better and to be stronger. So
we're missing a trick here, guys. All you guys trying to get buff for the summer, man. Meditation could be the trick. Like seriously, man. Yo, sign up, man. She only charges £100 an hour. No, get buff for the summer. Call Dewbien. I'm only joking. You're serious. Yeah,
get well, this guy. I think for me, like when we understand how important and fundamental these things are for our well-being and our happiness and our relationships and our actual lives, not just the things we're out there trying to shoot for, because we all of us live in our own internal world.
100%.
For every single person, they are the most important person. They might not realize it and acknowledge that, but because you're feeling your feelings, you're experiencing everything, you're you. So if you've got no connection with yourself, then that's how you get things like a lot of disease and illness. There's so many things that meditation can actually help.
Well, I was hearing there's a guy called Dr. Chopra, and he mentioned the connection of how we think and illness. Now, this guy is like a Harvard level, professor, well known. So he's one of the universities. I think it is Harvard actually. And he said the problem is if you give someone the diagnosis that they've got cancer, they automatically start to think that they're going to die. Their body starts to produce chemicals around that, you're dying.
100%.
There's no life in it. So how we think has such an impact on health, well-being, emotional. So I'm fairly into that. But you said something earlier I just wanted to touch on, and you said being in the moment. I struggle with that. I could be talking to you, and if you're not there, I'm on my phone.
Well, I know that.
Hey!
It's true.
Yeah, you did challenge me. And I was like, I put it down when we talked. I put it down. I was
you trying to do better?
Yeah. But that was a challenge because I know a lot of people, I could have a team meeting. Yeah, we have team meetings and I see people on their phone and I have to go, can you just be in the moment for half an hour, be here. So you can, and we struggle with that now as a nation. My children struggle with that. I struggle with that. But meditation, would that help? To be in the moment. Yeah,
well, it's mindfulness, meditation. Yeah. So meditation is sitting down and being with yourself. And being in that moment. So 100% yes.
Wow. So look, this is a real deep topic.
Yeah,
real deep topic, and I know there's things to come, and you can tell us, how we can find out more and stuff like that. But is there any way that it's gonna be a bit cheeky now? I don't know, and I don't know if you're ready. Is there any way that for the audience either we could do a little meditation exercise? You know what I mean? I'm prepared.
Yeah, you're ready.
I'm ready. I don't know if this is the right position or what.
It's so much pressure. It's so funny.
Yeah, can we do this?
I was recording myself doing these meditation things yesterday. Not in preparation for you.
Oh, okay. Yes, you was.
So just in general, because I was at some point,
someone's gonna ask you to do.
Someone's gonna ask me, I need to be ready. What?
Yes. But you did it. The reason I say that is we did it in the car, and I thought it was really powerful.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So even if we just do give an example 30 seconds or whatever it may be. So we don't want to.
Okay, so what I can do is what I did with you in the car the other day.
Cool. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So there's so much to talk about.
There is.
We've literally.
I
know the pressure.
Right. So straight after. She's a busy lady.
So what this exercise is about that I did with Denzel is really just to bring your awareness to kind of your inner self. And we've got the voice that goes on in our head, and then there's a quiet you inside that is unfazed by everything that's going on the outside. So really what meditation is about quieting the noise. It's not stopping anything, it's about quieting the noise. But this exercise can help you to recognize what that feels like, if just for a brief moment.
Because it's not about, as well, I heard, and tell me if I'm wrong here, not think about nothing. Because that's almost impossible, right? Like our minds, but it's been able to go, right, I want to focus on this, get rid of that. I want to focus on this and get rid of that. Whether that be you breathing or whatever. But I don't know, I'm maybe talking too much.
No, not at all. No.
Am I right there?
Yeah,
you started to sound like a pro ever since I was...
I've got the mindset. Headspace up, so I'm like, I'm a pro out here. So basically, you work towards being able to... You're observing your thoughts rather than being taken by them.
Right. Okay.
And so what you're trying to establish is the inner you and then your thoughts.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So they're all you.
Yeah.
But this is the thoughts dominate, but this is your thoughts are limited by your experiences and what you already know.
Right.
And what your perception and interpretation is of what you think you know as well.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yep, I'm with it.
Whereas the inner self has infinite wisdom.
Oh, okay.
We're getting deep now.
We're getting real deep.
This is getting deep.
We might have to bring you back.
But the inner self, or the inner self, is quiet and peaceful and is, and so when you're able to kind of quieten the noise, then you can get to that place of stillness. And then what we were talking about as well is about how your brain functions. So there's parts of your brain that deal with, day-to-day conversations, thinking, what have you. And then when you meditate, there's also a state where rather than your brain kind of working at like this much, it opens. So you go from, to like looking straight ahead to having peripheral vision. Then you're able to start bringing things in from different parts of your mind, making connections, having more inspired thoughts. So basically what you're doing is by quieting the noise, you can hear.
Seriously, he'll do a little technique and you start to hear things you didn't hear before. I'm like, wow. Okay, let's do this.
Cool, let's do it.
Right, 30 seconds meditation.
Right.
Here we go.
30-second meditation.
30 seconds, man. I'm in the moment right here.
This is not a 30-second meditation.
Okay, 30 seconds. A minute? We got a point. I know you got to go to an appointment. I'm cool. I got time.
Look, you're talking.
Oh, apologies. Here we go.
See? This is why this guy needs meditation. All right, so if you want to follow along, just get yourself into a comfortable seated position. So sit on a chair, preferably with your back supported. And just when you sit down, you're comfortable, just begin to bring your attention to your breath. So just notice your breathing. And then bring some relaxation through your body. So starting at the top of your head, just relax your head. Allow that to flow down past your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks, down past your neck, your shoulders, down your arms, to your hands, down your body, past your legs, all the way down to your feet. And just notice how your body feels. So take a few deep breaths. So I'm gonna give some commands and follow along the commands, and then just notice how you feel afterwards. So with your eyes closed, bring your attention to the voice that's in your head, the voice that accompanies you everywhere. And I want you to start singing a song to yourself in your head with your normal singing voice. And now I want you to imagine that voice talking now with the sound of a loved one. Could be a friend or family member. Just imagine that. Imagine your own voice in someone else's voice. Now imagine that voice as a famous person. So think of someone famous talking to you, your thoughts in their voice. And now make that voice back into your own voice now, and just say some things to yourself really, 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 really quietly. Whisper so you can barely hear it yourself, but it's there. And now say the same things with a really loud inside voice. So really loud, shouting, louder, make it as loud as you can, shouting. And now just relax your vocal cords. You can open your eyes.
Wow. Dude, that was a really weird experience, and I'll tell you why. I was shouting but not shouting.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was deep. We're gonna have to more. Okay, listen, man.
So what did that feel like? What did that feel like?
Do you know, it's good because I think what happened, once again, be in the moment, but then you start to feel relaxed. Because my mind's always rushing. So just in that moment, it's like, and then actually thinking about, I had Will Smith and Denzel Washington speaking to me. I was like, yo, dude, that's real crazy. I can actually hear them saying the things I want, but it's having so much control of your mind and your full process. That was deep. That's what happens in a minute. What are you going to do with 20? Come out here like Superman. It's awesome, man.
There's a lot.
Listen, there's... so what can we expect from you as we close this down? What can we expect from you? Where should we be following? What's coming? What's coming?
There's lots of things coming.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm teaching. Yeah. I'm doing my yoga practice, and I'm deep in research into kind of combining all of these different theories of well-being,
right.
And bringing them into a simple to understand space, so that we can have the tools we need to live great lives.
Wow.
I'm on Instagram,
and we'll put that on the bottom so everyone can see that. And
so my whole kind of this stuff is in development, but you can find me. I'm about.
And we're hoping to bring Dewbien over and do a little bit of work with the Gen Fit crew. Okay, so that's going to be really exciting. I think there's so much more that we need to learn. So much more.
We've barely scratched the surface.
Wow. Well, listen, man, I've been blessed. Thank you so much, because I know you're a busy lady.
I'm really important also.
You are really important. And really busy.
I kind of feel
very mindful as well. You're very
I'm so mindful of my importance.
Yeah, that's it. That's what happens when you have meditation, man. So, listen, this was the very first podcast, but there's going to be stuff coming from Gen Invest, Gen Fit, Gen Power. Super excited. So please, let us know.
I feel like you started strong.
Yeah, I think we started super
I feel like
strong. I don't know if we can go any higher though. That's my only problem.
I'm sure you can though.
You think?
Yeah, I believe in you.
I think I just need to meditate. Hey, I'm learning. All right, listen. Hope you enjoyed this, and see you soon. We'll be coming out with so much content to take your life to the next level. Bless you, man. Bye.